Hi, you guys. Welcome to Module 3. Module 3 covers units 5 and 6, and Unit 5 is a pretty big unit in the book. It's got some very interesting and important topics that will be discussed. It's going to start by examining the forces that create and affect real estate. And we call this the DUST model, because it's an acronym that means demand, utility, scarcity, and transferability. We're going to look at things that can actually affect the value of real estate. The big one is the number of sellers and buyers in the marketplace at the time. We often look at months of inventory, and if we have less than 6 months of inventory, then we say that's a seller's market because we don't have enough inventory. We've likely got more buyers than we have sellers. If we have more than 6 months of inventory, then we say that's a buyer's market because there's a lot of sellers out there trying to sell their homes and not enough buyers to come and buy them all. And you can see how that supply and demand right there can affect the value of home. Because it is a cycle, you're always going to be a seller's market. You'll go on a neutral market for a while and then go to a buyer's and back and forth. It's always a cycle. It's may stay on one side a little longer than the other, but it is a cycle, and you got to know things are going to turn around. Another really big, huge factor in this is interest rates. Some real estate professionals will tell you when the interest rates are real low, we need them to start creeping up, because that gets those buyers off the fence. That if an interest rate stays, let's say let's exaggerate a little for effect, if it stays at 1% for a couple of years, then the buyers are thinking, oh, I have time, I can wait, I'm going to get a good rate. But if we see that interest rates start creeping up on a regular basis, then it kind of puts that urgency there to go ahead and secure that mortgage at that lower interest rate. Other things like what's going on in the neighborhood. Is there maybe a big retail center about to go in, and that could have a plus or a minus. If it's right behind a subdivision, then that might be a minus, that people don't want to live that close to a retail center. But then in other neighborhoods, they may look at it of, oh my gosh, look, this is going to be convenient to live here now because I'm just a couple of minutes from grocery. I'm a couple minutes from dry cleaning and whatever things that might be needed on a regular basis by a homeowner. In this unit, we're also going to look at 21 types of value. So there's lots of different types of value on a property. We're going to discuss the difference between market value and maybe appraised value. Market value is, what is a buyer really willing to pay? And my analogy on that is that Walmart can put a $400 toaster on the shelf, but is anybody going to buy it? So just because it's on the market at a certain price, what we're looking at is what are they actually selling for? What are buyers really actually willing to pay? And then Unit 5 is going to conclude with a discussion of some of the economic principles that contribute to real estate value, for example, such as interest rates and maybe some governmental issues going on. Then in Unit 6 is going to walk you through the steps in the appraisal process. So it'll begin with the appraiser's determination of scope of the work, and then look at the basic approaches. There are 3 basic appraisal approaches. There's the sales comparison approach, the cost approach, and the income capitalization approach. So we're going to walk through each of those and when they would be used, and also the formulas that are associated with those 3 types of assessment of value. So as always, if you have any questions for me, please put them on the discussion board. I hope you guys are enjoying this course. I'm enjoying presenting it to you. So just hang in there, and we've got 5 more weeks. You can do this. Have a good one.